Now, after the opposition raised doubts over the infallibility of the electronic voting machines, the Election Commission has issued an open challenge to people to try and hack its EVMs. The EC has invited experts, scientists, technocrats to attempt hacking into these machines. The challenge, likely to start in the first week of May, could be open for about 10 days. This comes after opposition parties requested the Election Commission to discontinue the use of EVMs and use paper ballots instead in the upcoming elections.
Well, yes, indeed, and that is something that Mayawati as well had raised earlier after the UP election results had come, that why are the VVPAT the paper trails not coming out? Why are you not releasing the VVPAT entire documentation that takes place after voting? Why isn't that being released as well? And that is what the Aam Aadmi Party has been saying to in fact check whether the EVMs were tampered or not, to check whether the results that came out were authentic or not. The VVPAT results really need to come out. However, putting that aside, at this point of time, despite the entire clamor raising for the EVM machines to be rechecked, for EVM machines in fact to be removed from the entire polling process, at this point of time the Election Commission is ready for a challenge, and that in a way of course also puts down the entire argument that the other opposition parties have been putting out against EVMs. So while the Supreme Court has asked the Election Commission to do that, the Election Commission is also preparing to come out there in front of everybody and to prove that there is no way that these EVMs could be tampered. So there is going to be a clear attack by the EC as well on the opposition's allegations that have been coming out in the last 1 month.
Now that Modi ji has won in 2014 NDA, and now massive victory of Uttar Pradesh, Uttaranchal, Goa, Manipur. Now they have invented a excuse for their defeat. This is a systematic campaign let loose by the opposition parties to find excuses for their defeat, to cover up their failures, and not to allow the BJP victory to be celebrated by the people. Every allegation they made in the memorandum, they have given it to Honorable Rashtrapati. Every word they have mentioned in that memorandum, it sticks better to Congress party.
यहाँ पर लोगों को मीडिया के तरफ से और प्रिंट मीडिया में भी एक ऐसा वातावरण तैयार किया जा रहा है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी पूरी ईवीएम के ही खिलाफ है। प्रश्न यहाँ है, ईवीएम में जो कमियां हैं, उस कमियों को किस ढंग से दूर कर सकते, और ईवीएम पे लोगों का विश्वास बिठाने के लिए और लोकतंत्र में लोगों का विश्वास रखने के लिए इलेक्शन कमीशन क्या कर सकती है, इसके बारे में सभी लोग जाके मिले। तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि कांग्रेस ईवीएम के खिलाफ है, ऐसा एक मुहिम कांग्रेस के खिलाफ उठा रहे, ये ठीक नहीं है।
Our position has been clear. If there are any residual doubts with regard to the functioning of the EVMs, it is, we believe, the responsibility and the duty of the Election Commission to set those doubts at rest. I would urge the Election Commission to take all the steps that are necessary to fully reassure not only political parties but all voters that their claim that the EVMs are beyond tampering is proven.
उन्हें इस बात को स्वीकार करने की जरूरत है कि जनता ने जनादेश जो दिया है उन्हें विपक्ष में बैठने के लिए दिया है, उसे आत्मचिंतन करें, करेक्ट करें और करेक्ट करके आगे बढ़ें। वो कब तक ईवीएम का विलाप करते रहेंगे, और जब जितना दिन ईवीएम का विलाप करेंगे तब तक जो है उनकी जो विश्वसनीयता है, उनका जो लोकतंत्र के प्रति और लोगों के जनादेश के प्रति सवाल खड़ा करना है, वो कहीं ना कहीं सवालों के घेरे में आता रहेगा। इसलिए जो है वो चुनाव आयोग ने कह दिया कि भैया दिखा दो आप टेम्पर करके ईवीएम को, ईवीएम में गड़बड़ी करके दिखा दो, अब दिखाएं वो गड़बड़ी करके। मुझे लगता है कि इस तरह के जो हवाई आरोप, इस तरह के स्वीपिंग स्टेटमेंट देने से किसी भी तरह का कोई भी फायदा विपक्ष के साथियों को नहीं होने वाला है।
Beneficiaries of the democratic process, those who participate in the democratic process, they need to bear in mind that raising wild allegations against the process or conduct of elections is not in the larger interest of democracy without substance. They must have substance to say so. With regard to the EVMs, they are a far improvement over the paper ballots and the kind of days of rigging that we have seen. With regard to EVMs, governments of the Congress party also have been formed, as we are seeing with Captain Amarinder Singh saying so. Just because a set of political parties are losing and people do not wish to vote for them, does not mean that the process is incorrect or the equipment being used for the conduct of elections is bad. The Election Commission itself is doing well to dispel these false, the Election Commission is doing well to dispel these doubts in terms of looking at whether, they should come and demonstrate it. We should welcome that.
What is the difficulty if tomorrow the Election Commission agrees to hold the elections in terms of a paper ballot? See, under Article 324 of the Constitution of India, the superintendence of elections lies with the Election Commission. It is not the responsibility of the Election Commission to act as the sole arbiter of the entire process. Democracy is a process which is an interplay between the various stakeholders, and so therefore if the stakeholders are unhappy with a particular process, they do not have confidence in the electronic voting machines, then I am afraid the Election Commission needs to reconsider its stand.
The Supreme Court in 2013 held the paper trail to be indispensable for free and fair and transparent elections. Indispensable is the word used by the Supreme Court. Today, after 3 years, 4 years, we have a sorry and sad state of affairs where the government has not released funds to buy the VVPAT paper trail machines, and only about 58,000 paper trail machines exist against an EVM list of about 16 lakhs. And we told the court that it would take almost 150 years before you had paper trail, and thereby you would be denying the Supreme Court requirement of transparency. This is fundamental because basic structure of the Constitution puts free and fair elections at that level, and everything must be done to remove the slightest vestige of doubt. Obviously, the court considered prima facie some merit in this matter, although Mr. Mishra's party, the BSP, has moved the petition. Almost every party in the opposition, barring a few NDA allies, every party is part of this. We have all respectfully told the court that we are intervening. We will file formal applications before the 8th of May, and the matter will then go forward after the 8th of May.
This is not what we expect from the Election Commission of India. When there is a genuine doubt among the political parties that the machines can be tampered, whether the machine can be tampered or not, and if it can be manipulated, in whatever way it is, that is a very big question mark. And that affects the very credibility of our election system. So it is a very basic question which is being raised by the political parties in a joint memorandum to the Election Commission. Merely, making a statement that you prove it means, it is not up to prove it. It is up to the Election Commission to prove that it cannot be manipulated. The machines are tamper-proof. That they should prove, because the doubt in the minds of the people should be removed. That is the responsibility of the Election Commission. And I do not think that it is fair on the part of the Election Commission to make a challenge like this, that you prove it. It is not the job of the political parties to prove whether this machine is good or bad. It is up to the Election Commission to do that.